Cindy Stumpo has been building houses and shattering stereotypes.
Big stuff, big problem. I get eyes all around my head. I'm not going to miss a trick.
You have to love this business all the time.
Cindy Stumpo is tough as nails.
And welcome to Cindy Stumpo, Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio 1030. I'm here with my daughter, Samantha Stumpo. And hi, Sammy.
Hi, Mom.
And tonight's topic is a lot of people want to be on TV. You want to be back on TV?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Never?
No.
Well, that might just happen one day, but you never know. But we're here tonight with one of my old friends and talent from HGTV, Tanya Nayak.
Hello.
So this is going to be a really fun episode, Tanya. So I'm not going to look at her because we might start laughing, so I'm going to look the other way. So we're going to start off, Tanya, with, again, I can't look at my guests in the eyes.
Why?
Because if I know them, I can't do this and take it seriously because I want to talk about other things like, so how was the trip in Florida and I didn't catch up with you, so we can't go down that road because we have to stay on
then
track.
Don't look at me.
So I'm not going to look at you. So I'm looking away from her, everybody. So let's start. Tanya, you've had many hits on many networks, right?
Thank you.
Okay, the ABC Christmas, help me out here.
Yeah, so ABC, I just finished doing the Great Christmas Light Fight,
Right.
which was wild and over the top and fun. And basically the premise was the craziest Christmas light displays you've ever seen across the country. And,
was cool.
Yeah, it was really, really fun.
It was cool.
It was a whole lot of Christmas.
And then, but you started your career with what, HGTV?
I actually started with
TV. We're talking about TV right now.
Yes, it started with ABC Family, made a move into HGTV, then to Food Network with Restaurant Impossible. So it's been nice.
Okay, so then I'm lost. So you started with ABC, then jumped to HGTV.
Yep.
Then to, the Food Network. That's all owned by Scripps, so you're all under.
Right,
okay.
right.
So you did Design to Sell, $1 Million Block, Restaurant Impossible, and I could keep going.
Yeah.
Right? And fast forward, you started this when? How old were you?
So I started kind of late in life for someone who's doing television, I suppose. I think I was 29 when I started.
Oh, my God, then I was ancient because I was 48.
Right. So we started later because typically people go into this world of, I want to be on TV, I want to be on TV. And that was not the case for us, right? Like, you are a contractor. I'm an interior designer. We have another life outside of this.
Absolutely.
We were just sort of fortunate enough, or I think fortunate, because I do love being on television. I know Sam doesn't, but
okay, so you have to understand, and the listeners that whoever watched Tough as Nails, I got the show that was, I was the contractor. So I was the first female contractor on HGTV. So remember that. So again, Cindy Stumpo paving the way, but along the way, I got the drama in my show. I'm calling Jim, the president of Scripps at the time.
Samples, yep.
Jim, what is this? What am I watching? Literally, Sam, remember, Under the Covers?
Yeah.
And his answer was, Cindy, we have to make America love you because you're so tough on your job sites and we want people to see the warm side of you. I'm like, then would you come to me to do a TV show for? I'm in construction.
Yeah.
So I made a comment that said, what do they expect? I'm not making dolls for a living. I'm building homes. Well, you would have thought.
That sold the show right there.
No, all the doll makers out there came at me
no.
Really? Like, we're doll makers?
Are you serious?
How many doll makers are in the country? I'm like, how many people make dolls?
Cindy, you hit it at the perfect storm. So when you came in, first of all, I was so proud that you're a Boston girl, you're a contractor, you're a badass. Like, it was just such an amazing thing to see you come into the scene because you changed the dynamic. But it was also during a time where before you stepped in, it was very much roses. HGTV was very much a paint pretty roses type of scenario.
Design on a dime, and you could do this for $300.
Which is what I did, right? So, I did Design to Sell, and it was exactly that concept. But that's very me. I'm very rosy all the time.
But yeah, and that's your personality, and that's your beautiful smile, and everybody knows you walk into a room, and you that smile just brightens up the room. It's just, that's you. But think about it. You just said it. Everything was formatted the same. Mm-hmm. Then here comes Cindy Stumpo, and I don't think the country was ready for Cindy Stumpo on HGTV.
But they were ready. That's the thing. They needed it. It was time for a change. It was time to get real. And you came to the scene and you brought the realness. You brought the toughness. You brought the fact that being a woman in this industry is okay.
It's okay until the bloggers get out there and start ripping apart you and your family. And let me ask you that question. With all the TV shows you've done, okay, I don't read a lot of people have attacked you. I've seen that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But what people are not prepared for that go onto TV, like myself, okay, no one prepared me. What?
That's not true.
What do you mean?
We walked out of that studio in New York, and he said, prepared to be a celebrity. He said, yeah, nah.
No.
Fine.
Okay, so after I signed my contracts, they said to me, change your phone numbers, change this, change that, because be ready to become a celebrity. And I went, what are you talking about? Like, who watches HGTV? Like, I really had this vision of HGTV viewers, and they weren't what I thought.
Right.
But to go backwards, the bloggers, they can be nasty.
They can
really
be.
nasty.
One thing that I've really grown to learn being in this industry. So I was just talking about this earlier with the girls in my office. I'm a very sensitive person, and my feelings get hurt very easily, And so what
Sammy, you too? Okay, Sammy's cutting it.
Yeah,
and I'm not?
Well,
Not the same.
Oh, okay.
No. Like 8 hours later, you'll say that hurt my feelings. Not in the moment.
You protect yourself.
There's
in
like
a
an immediate
situation.
reaction when someone hurts our feelings.
Yeah, you cry.
Well,
And I go after your jugular.
Maybe-
I
maybe
get
she's
like
the
that
same
quiver,
sign as me.
Are you a Pisces?
I'm an Aries, but she's pretty
Same
close.
thing. Okay, got it.
So, but what I realized is, and it took, first of all, a friend of mine said to me on the first nasty email I received, this is before all the social media, I got this horrible email from some guy. I don't even know, like half of it I couldn't even say on the radio because of the words he was using. And I said to my husband, I'm like, I'm just painting walls here. Like, what did I do to this guy? Why does he hate me so much? And so I was telling a friend of mine, and she goes, you know what, Tanya? She goes, you have arrived. She's like, now you've arrived. Like, when you elicit that kind of emotion in somebody. And then I also realized for that one email, I've gotten thousands of wonderful, loving, sweet, great, beautiful emails. Why am I fixated on this one negative one?
Because that's what we do. That's what we do.
Right. So now
I don't know now. I mean, fast forward, Sammy, my kids, my ex-husband, they were all taking the laptop out of my room. All right, enough, Mom, enough reading.
You get
Because you can
obsessed,
read
yeah.
1,000 great things, and then that one
Yeah, but haters are
person.
going to hate no matter what. And if
But
they're
don't you
hating, that
realize
means you're
now-
doing something right.
Yeah.
So where I'm going with this whole conversation is Tanya has had all the great little shows where no one could hate her. I had the show that was so like, it was definitely gray. Nothing was black and white about my show, and we were all over the place. And again, I'm a contractor. But let's go back and talk about you, okay? I want people to know, because most people in Boston and outside of Boston, and we're national here. So, Tanya, I want you to start from the beginning, the middle, the end. I want my listeners to know everything about you. I don't want them to know anything about me. They already know everything about me, I think. I want them to know about you, okay?
I have a lot to share. I promise I won't bore you guys. Oh, I can't promise that. I hope I don't bore you guys to tears. but
Tanya is
I have
not
some
boring.
stuff to tell you.
And I do want my listeners to know she is beautiful, she's lovely, she's beautiful on the inside and the outside. This is Tough as Nails Radio and WBZ News Radio, 1030. I'm Cindy Stumpo. We'll be back after this break. We all want to say, my son the doctor, my daughter the lawyer. Guess what? That's great and wonderful. But I gotta be honest, when my parents say, my daughter the general contractor, Cindy Stumpo, it's really cool. Let your kids pick their own path. Be there to guide them, be there to support them. Nope. There you go. You're listening to Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio 1030. I'm Cindy Stumpo with Samantha Stumpo. We're here with Tanya Nayak. We're talking about interior design. We're talking about being a celebrity. We're talking about how her career started, the middle, the end, where we're standing now. Tanya, take it over because me playing host, I can get really
You're killing it, girl. I love it.
Go ahead, bring me.
Well, all right. So, let me give you a little background here. I did not originally go to school for interior design. My original undergrad was in business marketing. And when I went to school, I thought that I wanted to do something creative. My dad's an architect, and I thought, what can I do? But back then, the options, when we were going to school, there weren't the options like there are today. Today, you can say, I want to design video games and be a lawyer, and there's a minor and you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Back then, I felt like it was very sort of regimented, or maybe I just wasn't aware of all the other opportunities out there. So I studied marketing. After I graduated, I had all these random.
But hold on, hold that thought for a second, because marketing is a big part of designing too.
It is.
So
It
let's
is.
not forget that.
Well, and
So that
I'm
was
definitely
that
not
was
knocking
great.
it,
That
right?
was a great
Because
major.
totally, and it absolutely has helped me more than you can imagine in my career now. So I don't regret it. But what happened was I started working at these jobs that just were not me. I remember I was a sales account exec for a workwear clothing company. I sold hearing aids. Like I was just, and by the way,
listen.
I never sold not one hearing aid, because every person that came in, I would clean out their dirty little hearing aids till they worked again. So I didn't make any
Listen,
money.
it all sounds like from the beginning how we all are.
Yeah.
We're trying to find ourselves. You're how old at that point? 20 what?
Yeah, I was in my early 20s.
Okay, so
I was bartending, like
waitressing.
thankfully.
I was
the
working in my
whole
father's
thing.
hair salons. I mean,
Exactly. Whatever you can do.
until you figure it out, you have to
Yeah.
scoop it out. So
Yeah.
okay, now
So-
fast forward. That was your major.
Well, so I had that, that classic aha moment, where I went to bed one night and I was like, I am too young to be doing a job that I hate for the rest of my life. And it was just this big epiphany. So I woke up the next day, I marched my butt over to the Boston Architectural College. I signed up for the master's program of interior design. And when I tell you that moment of okay, I just made the right decision, because everything from that point forward opened up to be the life that I was supposed to live.
Okay, so now you have figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a designer.
Yes.
So now you're out there designing. You're doing your work. You're young. People aren't taking you serious yet, I'm sure.
Right, no.
Okay, you're building a name for
Young
yourself.
and a woman.
Young and a woman. Why, were most designers back then men?
No, not designers, but being out in the field, as you know, it's very male.
Okay, so being out
Dominated.
in my field and
Yeah.
then doing the design work on construction sites.
Right,
as
because we're
coming as-
working with contractors all the time
Okay,
as the
okay.
as the
So that
buildings
you
are going
started
up.
that way, not going to work for Mr. and Mrs. Jones in their home and decorating.
I
That's-
went from school to TV show, so I caught my first television
All
opportunity.
right, so there
from
we go.
school.
Let's go back there.
Yeah.
So you were doing a little bit of design work, and next thing you know, you're on TV.
Yes.
How'd that happen?
So I was at my final year, and there was this mass email that went out to everybody at the school that said they're doing a casting call for a show on ABC Family, and we think it'd be a great learning opportunity for people to go. So I was like, oh, that sounds fun. Like, it was not at all like I didn't think I would get it. I just went. 'cause I
And
thought it'd be
hold that
cool.
thought for a minute, Tanya. Samantha, back then, everything was casting calls. It's not like it is now, where they came to us. You answered a casting call, and if you fit the part and the look, they hired you, and they taught you how to talk the talk and walk the walk. Not
you-
like what happened to us. So completely
I get
different. Okay.
Yeah. Well, so I remember the executive producer, I was finished with my audition, and she goes, listen, this is a lot like The Bachelor, because The Bachelor was new at that time. She goes, either you get a rose or you don't. Because I said, I don't know, like, what happens next. She goes, either you get a rose or you don't. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I got, I guess, a half a rose, because I got a call back. And I went back for the call back. And so this show was on ABC Family. It was called Knock First by Scout Productions. And we had to design rooms for teenagers. So here I am. I hadn't really been around that many I was in my early 20s. Like, it had been a long time since I was around teenagers. So I didn't know what the proper, like, lingo, what the kids were saying these days.
I'm still lost here. Bring me back.
Yeah.
You went to this casting call,
Yeah.
and they obviously handed you the rose, right?
No, she said half
A rose.
She got a call back.
Okay,
Yeah.
half a rose. You got a call back, and then you land the part.
Well, so the second audition was with actual teenagers. So what I did was I got on like a bus, like a public transportation bus at the hour that school lets out. And I was trying to listen to these kids talk so that I could know the lingo. And I remember one kid was talking to a girl, and he was like, yo, that's a fast whip. And I'm like, what is a fast whip?
Yeah, is that like when they call me dope? Yeah. Okay.
So I found out later it was a car, like a cool car, fast car, which I really dating. You knew that, right? See,
I knew
Sam
that.
knew.
So you went and learned the lingo of teenagers to
So
land
yeah,
this part.
needless to say, I go into this audition. The teenagers, they were so sweet and not at all like I was super intimidated going in. But what landed me the part, which I found out later, was that I had all these material samples, and I designed these rooms for these kids based on scenarios that they told us. And so here I am. I have all these materials in my hand, but I have nowhere to put them. There was no table. So I said, do you mind if we fold up these chairs? So, like, can I sit on the floor and lay everything out? They later said to me, "You know why you got the part? Because you got on the floor and you sat at the level with the kids." I was
And
like,
that was
they
it.
have no idea. It was because I didn't know where to put my stuff.
And as everybody knows, we only have so much time, and I want to get everything in I can from Tanya. So if she goes long-winded on something, I'm going to crush her and pull it back because
Which
I
I
want
tend to
everybody
do.
to understand here how much of a career she's had with TV and being a designer and working with your. We've got so much to talk about.
We do. We have a lot to talk
And
about.
so, okay, so your TV career takes off. That's your first. Then you go on to other and then HGTV. And
HGTV.
my question is, did you think all that was going to evolve or just happen? And one night you're lying in bed, you go, how the heck did this all happen?
You know what? I think that I've never looked at this as an approach to get famous. I just
That was
do
going to
it.
be my question.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, my
well,
question is, well, that was my last question.
Yeah.
One of my questions was, do you like being a celebrity?
So because I'm not Beyonce, because I'm not that big
It doesn't
of a
matter.
celebrity.
There's
I
all
don't-
different celebrity status
Right.
that we call it, but
But-
everybody knows who you are.
Well, it's-
people love you.
Oh, thank
okay,
you.
and they should love you because you are a wonderful person. By the way, she really is a wonderful, wonderful human being, people. And I don't think TV's affected you. You're just
That's thanks to my husband. So I married a Boston Irish guy, Brian O'Donnell.
That's
People
surprise
always
Irish
say, "How
again."
come you didn't take his last name?" I'm like, you can't see me now, and if you're not familiar with what I look like, I'm from India originally,
Right.
so I just don't look like an O'Donnell.
yeah, you definitely don't look like an O'Donnell. We
Right.
we wouldn't think
But
that.
he's so humble and he just keeps it in check. Like I have never had a moment where, if my head starts to get big, brings it right back to reality, and it's so grounding and refreshing. You know, I think that the best compliment I can ever get from somebody, and I know this is probably the same for you, is that you are exactly the same on
as
TV
as you are in person. Hear it all the time. Hear it all the time. So, okay. So now we've talked about if you love being a celebrity or not. But there are some pros and cons that come with it. So give me the best part of your celebrity status. Give me one thing that you love about it. Give me one thing that you hate about it.
I love that when somebody approaches me, it just means that they watch the show and that they are fans, and that's like the greatest thing ever. So I love that part.
It's not the ego in. It's that you enjoy that
they
somebody
appreciate
enjoys
they're
your
enjoying
work.
it. Yes.
Okay.
Right. I do.
Because
I
we're
love
not
that.
actresses.
No,
Okay.
exactly.
No, but I think even now, even to this day, when people come up to you and approach you, you're still in awe. Like, how many people really did watch this show?
Right. That's what, I always
Right.
feel like it's
all-
only
I
on
always say they're going to
my
put
parents'
tough, yeah.
television.
I can't,
They're going to put tough as nails on my
I
headstone.
can't tell you how many
Okay.
times we're on a plane and the pilots are like, "Oh, we watched your show too."
Yeah.
Oh,
It always blows my mind when
but
somebody knows the show, and
you-
I'm like so grateful for it.
But here's the part: is that if you sat with normal people,
What's
and you
normal?
told whatever normal is, and you told people, if I told people some of the stuff I've been through by being on TV, you could not make this up. Like you couldn't. Like
Really?
some
Really?
really wacky
no,
stuff.
I've been
and
pretty lucky. I haven't had any really crazy
Yeah,
stories. I
but
mean,
you
I've
got-
had like
again,
stalkery situations every now and then.
stalkers,
Yeah.
stalkers. But again, the difference is I came out as that male-female thing. Okay, I remember. I'll never forget this. A guy once wrote. You know, you can remember certain things, but I remember this one comment a guy wrote. He said, "Cindy, don't listen to the haters. There's two people out there." Men that want to be with you and women that want to be you. And I'll never forget that because I was getting like bombarded on the HGTV
right.
site. And he came out and he put that on my Facebook, which was pretty cool. So basically, Tanya, we're going to go off to break, but I want to hear, you've told me the pros and I want the cons of being a celebrity. I'm Cindy Stumpo and you're listening to Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio 1030. We'll be right back.
Well, the bulkhead
Sorry.
is a cellar entry cover. Basically, it should be weather tight to keep the weather out and the rodents out. It's all about installation.
And welcome back to Tough as Nails with me, Cindy Stumpo, here with Samantha Stumpo. Our amazing guest is Tanya Nayak of Tanya Nayak Designs. We're talking about interior designs and we're talking about TV. So we left off on what's the train wreck of being a celebrity, pretty much.
Honestly, I have not had any train wreck situations. I mean, I don't know. I find it so endearing and people are so nice.
Really?
Yeah. What about you? Do you have a flip side?
You know, I think we can sum this last bit of subject up like this. Tanya, you had like the peanut butter and fluff show. I had the peanut butter and the Tabasco show.
Yeah, that's
okay?
right. That
Mixed
sums
together. So I am the woman coming off, like I said, as a man out there in construction sites. So, and you're the pretty designer with the beautiful smile and the happy face, and not bossing men around all day. I mean, what do I do all day? I boss men around.
Well,
That's
now
all it is.
in my real life outside of TV, I boss
Thank
them
you.
around too.
Thank
yes.
you. But on TV, I was the first person to
Right.
do that. But okay. So we've talked about your TV career. We've talked about being a celebrity. We've talked about your shows. Talk to me about what Tanya does when she's not being a celebrity.
Okay, so I have a design firm. It's called Tanya Nayak Design, and we focus primarily on hospitality, restaurant design. We do condo developments. We do some high-end residentials. Luckily, and I know you work with a lot of the Boston sports players, and we have as well. And I love all of it. And somebody asked me once, hey, if you could pick TV or doing your business, which would it be? And I truly don't think I could do one without the other. It balances me. I love both. I love being able to share what I know with other people, but I love having my business and seeing real life people eating in a restaurant that I designed is it's the greatest feeling ever.
So that's what you're mainly doing right now. You're loving more of the layouts and designing restaurants. You're not really doing much in single-family residency?
No,
or-
we are. We just finished Patrice Bergeron's house. We're working with the Veritex. We're working with the Neelys. So we've got.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I just saw Paulina
Right.
the other day. Yeah,
Yeah.
she brought your name
Hey,
up.
Pauline, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Hi, honey. How you doing? Yeah, Pauline and Kim have been friends of mine for 30
Yep,
years.
Yep, that's right.
Sammy, she's one of your biggest fans. You know that.
She's awesome.
She loves Chad. But, okay, so you are doing single-family residences. And talk to me. So you just said to me you couldn't do one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
But if I said to you, see, with me, I have 2 kids. And they're pretty much, she's 30 now, and the other one is 24. But they're still my kids.
Right.
So a lot of my time goes into their lives because I'm a helicopter mom.
Oh yes.
And it's you and your husband, right?
And our little dog, Flynn.
And Flynn. So it kind of helps your career that you can do both because maybe
Right.
you don't have 1, 2, 3 kids running around chasing you either.
Yeah, and I'm an open book, and I'm happy to talk about this. I think there's a lot of women out there who probably have gone through or are going through what I'm going through. I'm turning 45, have struggled with fertility for many, many years. We've tried, and I do think a lot of it is because I put work first for a long time, and it's just something that I wasn't quite ready to ever give up, or I feel young and I feel energetic, so I never thought it would be an issue. But it's something that I see and hear a lot more with women these days.
I think the generations are changing. Mm-hmm. I would also say this to you. My grandmother used to have a saying, and I wish I could remember it verbatim. There's little, oh God, hold that thought for a minute, Cindy. The rewards are very small when it comes to your children as they get older. And she had this in her head. You love your children, but I can't make the point because she would say it in a Yiddish form. But kids are overrated. How's that, okay? And enjoy your life with your husband.
It's okay. I say my brother's the best birth control ever.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
So
Chad's the
funny.
best birth control ever. And you know what? Sammy's 30. I already was married 10 years, had 2 kids. But I don't want to get, go way off subject here. But it's be easier
Yeah.
when you have a career and it's just you, your husband, and the dog. And then you can run off and go do TV.
Right.
Then come back and do your career.
I've made
I've got
peace.
to be on Harry
Yeah.
Connick at the end of the month, and I don't know how I'm fitting that into my schedule with everything I've got going on. But for you, if you had to pick one, if I said to you, Tanya, it's either going to be TV or it's going to be your business, where do you see your future going?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't make that. I've pondered that question many, many times. And I'm a hustler like you are.
Yep.
We are always on the go. And even though we probably tell ourselves we need to slow down,
We don't know
I know
how
I
to.
can't.
Right.
Like I can't. I have a million balls in the air. And I think that's just how I like it. It's just what I want. It's how I operate.
You know what? Maybe you're better like me at just keep going, because when you relax, maybe you don't like the way you feel. For me, I don't like
Yeah,
the way
no,
I feel.
right.
If I'm not going, I've got too much time to think, and thinking's not a good thing for me. I just
Right.
keep going. But even I have gone back and forth the last 4 years. I'm going to go back to TV. And, my PR, my producer, Trisha, yep, we're going to do it. Get the trailer ready, blah, blah, blah. And then we shot the trailer for Lifetime, Sammy, 2 years ago? and it got 2 million views in what? In like 9 days?
Very
2 million
Wow.
views. And then all of a sudden, they want a piece of my company. I'm like, I'm not signing this contract.
Right.
So these networks have smartened up, and they go, well, we want a piece of this and a piece of that.
Well, I mean, look
But-
at the Gaines family with Magnolia Homes and everything.
All of them.
They're smart. I was out there in Waco, Texas, many times this last few months for the Christmas light fight, and I went to their silos and their shop, and I mean, they have really figured this thing
right.
out.
And they're making money.
They are
You know what I
killing
mean? So
it.
they're getting paid $3,500 an episode, but they're doing a ton
Well,
of business
you know what?
in other ways.
And we can say this. Having a TV show, that's not where you make money.
No.
The TV is not the money. It's you use that as a seed to make endorsement deals and other things.
But I have to tell you, that's for Tough as Nails. We were paid per episode over $16,000 per episode. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that went in my direction. So I didn't sign up to do something for $3,500 an episode.
Right.
Nor would I.
Well, that's
But
extraordinary,
that was extraordinary.
for you,
Yes,
right?
because I already had a deal with Lifetime. So we moved over, right? For brand new
Right.
talent to pay that type of money was
Mm-hmm. Right.
insane.
Right.
Okay, when I heard what everyone else was making, but why was I going to leave my job?
No,
that-
I know, right?
But again, what I was saying to you is it's easier for you to pick up because a lot of women your age do have small children.
Right,
still.
right, and it's hard. And I think motherhood is the hardest job. I always say to my girlfriends, I'm
The
like,
hardest.
girl, I don't know how you
No.
get up in the morning
No,
and
it's
put your
easier to go to
pants
work.
on and get out the door.
No.
Like I barely can do it myself, and I have a 2-year-old bulldog who they're the laziest things
So-
on the planet.
Tanya is very, very happy in her life, and whatever's going to be is going to be, and that's how she lives her life. And her designs. Let me ask you a question: why do people love your designs? Because everybody I talk to
Well, thank you.
always wants me, Cindy, why don't you collaborate? And we always talk about this.
We do,
We're going to
yeah.
collaborate on a speculation home together. It's just you're always running in different directions, and I'm going in different directions, and this is what happens.
Well, that's a nice question, and I actually really appreciate that question. One of the reasons why I feel like people gravitate or like and enjoy my designs are because I'm very thoughtful of the person whose space this is for. You know, whether it's a home or a restaurant, first and foremost, the owner of the restaurant and the chef, they have to be so proud of that space in order for it to be their space. But then it also has to speak to the clientele that's coming in. So if I'm designing a restaurant, I want to see your menu. I want to talk to you guys. I want to hear everything about who's coming in. I want to know the demographic. And when I design it, it better speak to everybody. But you know where I get that from? Designing for television. When you're designing for TV, you're trying to please
Masses.
millions of viewers, but
Right.
also the homeowner who you're designing for. So it's kind of and Restaurant Impossible was the same way.
She has this like really awesome genetic aura that like
Oh,
makes
that's
it's like captivating.
That's just
Aw.
Tanya. It's funny because at the WOW event, when I spoke at the WOW event, and I saw her in the audience, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep my eyes on her. I'm just going to keep my eyes on her.
And we made
'Cause-
eye contact
Yeah,
the whole
because I
time.
knew that you'd understand. I'm up there. I'm having a panic attack, and she gets
I
the whole
have panic
thing.
attacks too. You know, I don't think we ever talked about this.
I can't even. You did mention it, but I can't even imagine why you would have a panic attack. Just like people say
Well,
to
why
me.
would you?
I know.
Yeah.
It must be something that personality trait. We're going to do a segment on panic attacks, and you're coming back for that one. This is Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio 1030. We have Tanya and Samantha and a bunch of callers coming up next if we can get to them, because I really want to talk to Tanya, so I might have to put some of those callers off. And Samantha and I are here. We're having a conversation with Tanya. We love Tanya, don't we, Sammy?
We do, and she likes being a celebrity way more than you and I ever did.
Well, I
Yeah,
love
because-
you guys.
Look at that smile. I mean, she's just always happy. Always happy.
It's an energetic aura.
But she was, Tanya, you were just telling me. Go ahead, real fast.
Yeah,
We
real
have
fast. I mean,
questions,
no,
okay?
the bottom line is the minute they put the camera on for the screen test, all my
And we're talking about
fear-
Ellen.
It was Ellen. Yeah, we were doing an audition to be her brand ambassador for QVC. All my fears went away, and I just snapped right into it, like snapped into Tanya mode. And I don't know what it is. Put me in front of real live people, and I'm like, put me in front of a camera.
See, you're
No
just meant to
problem.
be. And you put me in front of this speaker thing that looks like something from a porn movie from the 1970s. I don't know what this thing is. But anyways, I freeze up. So it takes me time to get comfortable. That's why I think as we do our show, we get better at the end than we are at the first 10 minutes. So, people, you got to hold on with me here, okay? I get better as I go along here.
Okay, well, I have
But
to stop
no,
you
no,
because you're going to keep
no,
going.
no. I got to go. I have to ask Tanya a question because she made some funny remarks. I want you to tell my listeners your restaurants that you own, that you've designed with that fabulous, handsome, humble Irish husband of yours.
So I married Brian O'Donnell. He is a
we heard
Boston
that.
guy. Yep.
Yeah, we
I know,
heard that
cut to the
too.
chase. So he's a restaurateur. I'm a designer.
She doesn't understand that we only have a certain amount of time here. Go ahead.
That's right in heaven. So we have Yellow Door Taqueria in Dorchester.
Okay, so hold on. We're getting the names now. Go ahead.
Yep, Yellow Door Taqueria in Dorchester. Right next door, a couple doors over, we have Lower Mills Tavern. We have Citrus and Salt, which we just reconcepted. It's on Berkeley in Boston, in the South End. We have Abbey Lane, which is across from the Wang
That's
Theater.
yours?
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
there.
yeah. And we have McGreevy's, which is the Irish sports bar
Been there
on
too.
Boylston Street. And we have a few others, but those are the main ones.
Okay,
Central and
I
downtown
really
Crossing.
don't get out enough. Okay.
Yeah, girl, we gotta go have something to eat.
So, and everyone, they format the same or different type of
They're
food?
all very different concepts, all
Completely.
uniquely different from one another.
All right, Sammy, we're gonna have to take a ride out one night and we'll just hit them all at one
Yeah,
time,
restaurant
okay?
hop.
Well, I love you
Because-
both, but we have colors.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead. Let's go.
Sadie, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Hi,
Sadie.
Hi. Give me a fist pump, girl. Okay.
Thank you for taking my call, Tanya. I would love to know why I do this. Am I the only one? I pick out a paint color, I bring it home, paint the wall, and hate it.
Oh my God.
Same
Oh, join the
thing-
club.
Yeah.
I know. Same thing with the couch. I love it in the store, bring it home, and hate it.
Bye, me
I-
too.
Help me.
I have a foolproof way with the paint color, and this is something that I learned because of doing things on television. I was always on a budget,
And,
so
and by the way, I've got to be the rude one. So
Let's make it quick.
Yeah,
Right.
because you've
Yeah.
got a lot of calls behind you.
Okay. So really quick, I buy everything first. I pick my paint color last, if you have the luxury to do so, because then you can lay everything out, take out your book of paint chips, and then pick
So
the
what
color.
you're saying is don't pick out the shoes before the dress.
Right. Don't paint your walls before you get the furniture in there or your accessories. Use your accessory as your inspiration for what the color is going to be.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. I'm always picking paint colors first.
Well, we're going backwards. It's a little different for us.
Right.
Because we're builders.
Right. Exactly.
So you're saying pick out the furniture, then go paint.
Right. So Sadie, does that help?
It does. Definitely
Sadie,
does.
you know what else I'm going to say to you real fast? We might just be those people that just question everything we do when it comes to this because we don't, have the full confidence to think that we're,
Yeah.
So sometimes for me, I hire designers, and I have used Tanya and sent her paint colors to help me with, and some others because I'm never comfortable making that last decision. And if it looks
Makes sense.
if it looks horrible, then I can say, well, Tanya thought it looked good, so you know what?
Blame the designer.
I'm going to blame her. So,
So, Sadie, you're not the only one.
right. You're not the only one. I think we all have trouble with paint colors.
Absolutely. It's definitely a hard part.
But thank you for calling in.
Sarah,
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Sarah, you on the line?
Yes, I am. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi, hi.
Calling first to say I absolutely love both of you on HGTV. Like, you're
Aw.
both from Boston, both women, which
Yeah.
is really cool in itself. Like, Cindy's unique, Tanya's unique. Like, let's call it what it is. We did not see anything on TV like Cindy or Tanya.
Thank you.
Well,
So I'm just wondering, did you guys ever think of doing the show together?
funny you
that's
say
funny because,
We talked about this before today started.
yeah, no, Tanya and I met, and we had a meeting in my office probably, I would say back in June or May, discussing something and maybe collaborating on a design,
Right.
or maybe just doing something local for some local TV. I just don't know if I can go back out there nationally. I don't know if I have what it takes anymore. I'm 53. I'm in that menopause state of my mind where I can't remember things.
But to answer
so-
your question, we have definitely toyed around with the
Yes,
idea and have
yes.
come up with some interesting. Do you have a concept for us?
I don't, not really. I can think about it.
So basically, here's what the show would be. Here comes Cindy, the big B, and here comes Tanya with the big smile, and everybody loves her. And Cindy's the bad guy, and Tanya's the good guy.
I love that
And
concept. That works for me.
That's just the role I get. Like, you know how it's like Al Pacino always gets put out in the mafia roles and the gangster roles. I'm always just the. I'm just the whatever.
Hey,
There's
I've gone
certain
into
words
Cindy's
you can't
office.
use on radio, okay? But I'm the big B.
I've come in to meet with you, and I'm like, teach me how to be more tough. Like, teach
Yeah.
me. I need.
I think you just have to grow up over the bridge to learn that. I don't know. I don't think it's something. I don't know if it's environmental. You're born with it, But yeah, that would be what the TV show is about. Tanya would be the pretty one, and I'd be out there.
Oh, please,
You know, it'd be
not
like,
out.
you ever watch the Judds? The Judds, remember the mother and daughter?
Yeah, yeah.
And the mother's like the pretty one with the dress, and the daughter's
Right.
like strumming on the guitar, like, that would be me, and that would be
Oh,
Tanya.
whatever. We all
Okay.
know how hot Cindy is.
But thank you, Sarah, for calling
Yeah,
in.
thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Bye.
Now we have Lauren. Lauren, are you there?
I am, yes.
Hi,
Hey.
Lauren.
Hi. I just have to say I'm a big fan of both of you, and
Thank you.
my question actually
No, you
is
can't be a big fan of both of us.
Yes.
You have to
Oh,
pick.
We're the yin and the yang.
You only get to be a fan of one tonight, okay? You either get
Don't
Tanya
put
or
that
Cindy.
poor girl on the spot like that. But just say me.
So,
Hey, wait a minute, Lauren. Did you hear Tanya? She said, "Just say me," okay? So now you have to go to Cindy. But no, it's the mic's all. You're the guest. You're calling in. Go ahead, honey. What can we help you with?
So I mean, I know you guys just do so much with the TV, your regular jobs, the radio, and everything. And I'm just wondering how you keep up with it all. I mean, you must be getting exhausted. What kind of things do you do to?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, we
Okay.
lost you for a second. What kind of things do we do to what?
Probably distress.
To decompress.
Oh.
After.
Decompress. Whoever
everything that you
decompresses.
do.
I think that only happens
Love it.
in airplanes.
Big, gigantic glass of wine. That's my big.
Okay,
and
well,
and
she-
honestly, the gym, I need it. I have to work out or else I'll lose
She's
it.
such a drunk.
Yeah.
I can't. I'll say.
I wish she
Okay,
would
so
drink. She doesn't drink.
Lauren, I've never had a drink in my life, so I don't know how to relax that way by having a glass of wine or whatever. So what I do is I just keep working and working and working. You know that Energizer battery bunny that you see on that commercial?
Oh my gosh.
That's
yes.
me. So I get home from work at 9, 10 o'clock at night, and you might find me in a closet ripping it apart and redoing it, folding sweaters. So I don't even know what the word relaxation means. I really don't. If I relax too much, I swear to you, I have a severe panic attack.
Lauren, do you feel like you are juggling a lot as well?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a
So I'm
really
always
great
trying to find.
the balance. I know. There's a really great app called Headspace. Have you heard of that?
Oh God, here we
haven't.
go.
Yeah, it's like, so I have a hard time.
She's one of these people that comes on your TV at 2 o'clock in the morning and says, "Buy this because it's going to
it's
help
a free
you."
app. It's a free app, but it's one of these things that it's 10 minutes of your day and it kind of helps you meditate a little. And I feel I don't
I have heard of this.
Yeah, I feel like I cannot get my brain to quiet down, and so it's just 10 minutes, and you check it out. I think you might like it.
And my relaxation
absolutely.
here's my opinion. Go find a boxing ring around 11 o'clock
That's
and
good
go
too.
in there, okay?
That works.
And knock somebody out. You'll feel really good, I promise you. Whether it's a
out,
bag, whether it's
have
a
some
human
wine.
being. See how different we are? Okay, she's going to listen to meditation tapes, and I'm going to go knock somebody out. Yeah. We could be more. We're chocolate and vanilla here.
Yeah.
But thank you for calling in, and it's
thank
been really
you.
fun.
Thank you.
We have one more.
And
Lenny.
Lenny, buddy.
Hey, Lenny.
Hey, how are you,
Good.
Cindy? I would love to be you, but I'm a guy, but so I can't be. And I'm 28, but I would love for you to tell me how I could get started in construction. I would love to be doing what you do.
Good luck.
Can you?
Careful what you wish
Lenny.
for.
Lenny, if you want to do
Yeah.
what I do, before you make that decision, I suggest that you call my producer. And if you're a really good, solid person and a really good guy, and I don't have to worry about being afraid to be with you, I invite you to come out, spend the day with me, and I promise you, you're going to go home and you're going to say, I don't know if I'm going to do that job again. Okay, this woman's a lunatic. I swear to you, Lenny, I wasn't born a lunatic. I'm a lunatic now, okay? It's happened from being 30 years in construction. But no, it's actually a great, great job. But I invite you to come out. It's not something I can teach you over telephone, but spending the time with me would be completely awesome. I invite you anytime to come out there. And if I think you look a little creepy, I might just have a couple bodyguards with me. But no, I'm playing Lenny. Come out anytime.
I'm going to take you up on that, okay?
You got it, buddy. You got it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, want to take me out?
Yeah, tell
Take me out to a break.
I got you, baby.
Okay, Tanya.
All right.
Tanya's taking me out.
You are listening to Tough as Nails with Cindy Stumpo on WBZ News Radio on 1030. Oh, I messed that up.
Yeah, you did. See, it's hard. Told you.
We'll be right back.
We all want to say, my son the doctor, my daughter the lawyer. Guess what? That's great and wonderful. But I got to be honest, when my parents say, my daughter the general contractor, Cindy Stumpo, it's really cool. Let your kids pick their own path. Be there to guide them. Be there to support them. I'd like to say thank you, Tanya, especially Tanya. I love her. I love her smile.
Thank you so much for having me today. So much
coming.
fun.
It was. And what I want you to do, give me 2 to 3 tips real fast of what you can teach my listeners on how to design let's pretend you're back 10, 12 years ago, design on a dime, HGTV. Let's go.
Right. Well, first of all, don't follow the trends. Do whatever feels right for you.
Bingo.
And this is not like a design budget thing, but this is just a living thing.
So again, don't follow the trends.
Right. Whatever you feel. People would say, hey, is stainless steel going to go out of style? I'm like, it doesn't matter. If you don't like or you like it, do it. If you don't like it, don't do it. That's all that really matters. The other thing, too, a budget thing, I just feel strongly, I mean, obviously more bang for your buck with paint, but decluttering, just getting rid of stuff. I mean, just let yourself breathe.
So true. There's no little things in my house, is there, Sammy?
She doesn't
Clean
have
off the
tchotchkes
kitchen
anywhere.
counter.
We were never
Yeah,
allowed
no.
to have them either.
No, posters on the walls for my kids, no. So one more tip real fast.
One more tip. Take cues from your wardrobe as to what your style is. If you wear jeans, then you probably like a more relaxed, if that's your day-to-day. If you, there you
Jeans,
go.
boots,
Right.
belts,
If
yeah.
you're a suit, button-up
Dungaree
type
shirt.
of person, maybe you like a more tailored look. So just follow what you put on your body is very much what your home should feel like.
I agree. Your personality should come out in your home. Samantha, thank you, honey. And the listeners and the callers. So I'd like to going out this evening on this segment is, look, we all want a beautiful home, and this might not be possible or affordable for everybody. But trust me, people, what makes a beautiful home is not what's in it. It's who's living under that roof, and that's your family. Okay, I've seen beautiful homes with very nasty people living under those roofs. So if you got a beautiful family, you got a beautiful home. Till next Saturday night, this is Cindy Stumpo, Tough as Nails, WBZ Radio 1030.